Today, we are going to talk about the differences between two cruise lines, Royal Caribbean and Virgin Voyages. So if you want to hear who comes out on top on my battle royale versus Virgin, please keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to Freshly Squeezed Travels. I hope you are having a splendid day today. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kim. I'm glad you stopped by. Before we dive in, if you like cruising videos, please give this a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I do lots of cruise videos on lots of different topics, and I would love to have you as part of my traveling party. So my last two cruises have been on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady, and anytime I sail on a new cruise line, I always compare it to Royal Caribbean. I am a loyal Royal customer. I have been sailing with them for 15 years, and I think they have a great product at a great value, especially if you have kids. I have been on over 20 sailings on many different ships, and Royal has been my go-to cruise line most of the time. Now keep in mind, I've only sailed on one Virgin ship, the Scarlet Lady, and I've sailed on numerous Royal Caribbean ships. So this isn't necessarily an apples to apples comparison, but there were things that I liked better on the Virgin Voyages sailing and things that I like better on Royal Caribbean. These are just my opinions. Everybody's got their own favorite cruise line, and I have to tell you, I like both of these cruise lines very much, and I will be sailing on both of them in the future. So let's start off with something small, but something that is very important to me, and that is coffee. Now, I'm not talking about specialty coffee. I am talking about the coffee that is available to passengers for free. Which cruise line has the better brew? In this case, it's clearly Virgin. Virgin's coffee is very good. I was always very happy with it when I would get it in the mornings in the Galley, and Royal Caribbean's is not great. One of the reasons I was so excited to get to Diamond status on Royal is that we would have access to the Diamond Lounge, where they have much better coffee than what is available in other areas of the ship. Next, let's talk about communication, and this is something that I think Royal Caribbean does much better than Virgin. Every day on Royal Caribbean, I start my day by going through the compass. I look to see if the spa is having any specials, if there are any sales in the retail stores, what time we are getting off at port, what time the bands are playing, that sort of thing. And when I'm on Virgin, I miss the compass so much. With Virgin, all your activities are on the app, and they're very limited. So you have to kind of scroll through, check out the different activities, click on it, get a description, and it's just not as useful as having the paper guide in front of you. Now, Virgin does have a printed copy that you can pick up at Sailor Services, but it's just a one-page black and white where it just basically lists all the activities. No descriptions, no more information than that. So that's pretty useless. And with your phone, you can only see so much at a time. So I really like to have it all kind of laid out in front of me so that I can plan my day. Also, the Virgin app, it really just lists activities. It doesn't give you additional information about the port or departure times or anything like that. So it's really difficult to find that information. One specific example I can give you is on our first sailing, we had no idea what time we were supposed to get off. We weren't sure if there was an option to leave our luggage. There was just no communication. So that's when I think the compass really outshines Virgin's way of communicating. I know that Virgin is very focused on being environmentally conscious, so I get it, but I definitely miss the compass when I'm on Virgin. Now let's talk about overall customer service. And this is something I noticed on both of my Virgin sailings. The Virgin crew is friendly and they are efficient, but they don't really take the time to get to know you or really want to seem to kind of chat and be more personable. On almost every Royal Caribbean cruise, the crew goes out of their way to really try to get to know you, ask where you're from. A lot of times my husband and I will wander into a bar and they will have our drinks ready for us because we've been there the past 4 nights and they know exactly what we drink. They will greet us with, "Good evening, Tom and Kim. How is your day?" This was definitely missing on our Virgin sailings with a few exceptions. In general, there is kind of a cool factor on the Virgin Voyages staff. They're efficient, They're friendly, but they just seem a little too cool to kind of hang out with the passengers. Does that make sense? But there were a few exceptions on Virgin with crew members who were super friendly and very nice. But in general, Royal Caribbean staff goes the extra mile to really try to get to know the guests. Now let's talk about the Windjammer versus the Galley. The Windjammer is the buffet on Royal Caribbean, and the Galley is the equivalent of a buffet on the Scarlet Lady, but it's more of a food court. And here Royal Caribbean wins again. I strongly prefer the Windjammer to the Galley, and I'll tell you why. How the Galley works is you walk in, you sit down, you scan a QR code, the menu comes up, and somebody comes over and takes your order. But on both of our sailings on the Scarlet Lady, sometimes you would wait quite a bit for someone to take your order. It seems like the servers are not assigned specific sections. It's just whoever's around will take your order. So that meant that sometimes we would wait for a bit. And also, although the Galley has a lot of different options, they only have a few selections under each option. So while they have tacos, they might have 3 different kinds of tacos. And while they have ramen, they might have 3 different kinds of ramen. The Scarlet Lady doesn't have the dozens and dozens of different options that the Windjammer has, and that's one of the reasons why I strongly prefer it. So while we're on the topic of dining, which cruise line has the better food? Well, here I'm going to have to give it to Virgin Voyages. The food overall is just a step above Royal Caribbean. I would equate the food that's available on the Scarlet Lady to the food that's in the specialty restaurants on Royal Caribbean. Now, Virgin Voyages is a bit more expensive than Royal Caribbean, but they do give you some perks to make up for the differences in fare. Things like gratuities are included, sodas are included, basic Wi-Fi is included, and group fitness classes are included. But in general, you are going to pay a little bit more when you sail on Virgin Voyages. But that being said, I just found the food to be a bit better on the Scarlet Lady than on Royal Caribbean. And the specialty restaurant, my cat might be in the background. Here comes my cat. While the specialty restaurants on Royal are very, very good, they're also getting very pricey. On our last Allure sailing last September, I believe that dining in Chop Steakhouse was $55 per person. So that can quickly add up. Now, what about cabins? Well, overall, I'm going to say that I liked Virgin's cabins better than Royal Caribbean's. Virgin's cabins are modern and they've got some really nice touches like different mood lighting settings. I also really liked the tablet in the Scarlet Lady. It controls everything in your room and it was really easy to use. And finally, I've got to give it to Virgin simply because of the hammocks. The hammocks on the terrace are amazing and they are so comfortable and it just bumps Virgin ahead of Royal. I'm not sure what to call this next category, so I'm going to call it environmental measures. One of the things that I loved on Virgin Voyages is that they do not have any bottled water. You can get a glass of water at any bar. All you have to do is ask for it. And also your stateroom attendant puts fresh glass containers of water in your stateroom every evening and every morning. They also give you ice automatically. They also don't have any throwaway plastic cups on board. All the cups, even by the pool, are reusable. And I just think that is so smart. Now, Royal is very environmentally conscious. Also, they have their Save the Waves program, but I really noticed this difference when I was sailing on the Scarlet Lady, and I wish Royal would adopt some of these measures. And finally, let's talk about suite perks. And this one, I'm going to have to give it to Royal. Now, the suites on Virgin Voyages do come with a fully stocked in-room bar, and that is very nice. But the problem is you don't get to choose what's in that bar. And in our case, we only got a couple bottles of wine, and that's primarily what we drink. So the suite bar wasn't a big perk for us. They also had complimentary champagne at Richard's Rooftop. That is the sun deck exclusively for suite guests. And you could get a glass of bubbly or two between 5 and 7:30, I believe. But on Virgin, there is no concierge lounge. And that is the one big difference that pushed Royal over the edge in this category for me. I love the concierge lounge on Royal Caribbean. And I love the fact that they have happy hour there for 3 hours every evening. And you can get whatever beverages you like. You're not stuck with what's in your suite, and you're also not stuck with just champagne. And you have a dedicated lounge that is a very nice place to sit and meet people. So for the concierge lounge alone, I'm going to have to give it to Royal. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's anything you like better on Royal or on Virgin, please leave a comment and let me know because I would love to read them. If you want to talk cruising a little bit more with me, I've picked out a couple videos at the end that I think you might like. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, I hope you have happy and safe travels. Thanks for watching.